Ladies and gentlemen, Rahul Bose is an actor and an activist. He starred in films such as Mr. and Mrs. Iyer, and he's also started the Foundation, an NGO that works in areas of education and child sexual abuse. He is also an ambassador for the American India Foundation and Oxfam International, and he was a member of the Indian rugby team. Please give a very warm welcome to Mr. Rahul Bose.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As beautiful as this cathedral is, its acoustics are challenging. So I'm going to have to speak a little bit like political leaders. It reminds me of a speech I made in Copenhagen at COP15, the Climate Change Summit, and I was addressing 100,000 people. The crowd was about a mile deep. And you had to wait for sound to reach the end and then say your next sentence. So now I understand why politicians go, "Ladies and gentlemen, today it is my honor," with these huge long pauses. So it won't be as pausey as that, but it will be a little bit, just so you can hear. First of all, AIF, Pradeep, Lata, Anjali, Ravi, the entire team, thank you for this. It's just an unbelievably beautiful evening in a beautiful setting. I don't take ambassadorships easily because I believe that you should do a lot more than you say. But this evening, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the film and you're going to hear and experience the real power of what AIF is doing in India, specifically in an area that we'll talk about a little bit more as the evening progresses. Right now, I would like to introduce a special individual. I had lunch with her today. We chatted. She comes from a part of the country which is close to where my father used to belong. She's here with a gentleman who is a mentor and friend to many people like her. He runs the LAMP program in Gujarat. And while chatting with Tapas and Jasobanti, I was struck by simply one thing, which Manoj and I were talking about just for about a minute and a half. And that is, for all the talk of change, if it cannot change one person forever, it means nothing. And listening to Jasobanti and Tapas's entire career as a social worker, and you can see he has changed. And I spoke to Jasobanti about her siblings, about her dad, about her mom, about life. And it was evident that that family will never, ever look back again to what life was like, and she will tell you about it when you hear her speak. Jasobanti used to migrate with her family from the age of, for the last 18 years, her family has been migrating from Odisha to Andhra Pradesh. And then she joined LAMP. I'm going to invite her up here, along with Tapas, and just listen to her story. It's not just enthralling, but it is incredibly life-affirming and also humbling. Ladies and gentlemen, Jasobanti and Tapas. For those who don't understand Hindi, I'll be translating ever so often. Sorry. Tapas, no, let me just This is Tapas, the head of the LAMP program in Gujarat. An incredible, incredible force. Someday you should hear his story, maybe after the fundraiser tonight. Thank you, Tapas. Thank you so much.
Good evening, New York. How are you?
That needs no translation.
मैं जसोबंती महानंद हूँ, AIF लैम्प प्रोग्राम की एक बेनिफिशरी हूँ और मैं अभी सिनापाली कॉलेज में ग्रेजुएशन में पढ़ रही हूँ और मुझे यहाँ पे अतिथि के रूप से बुलाने के लिए आप सभी को धन्यवाद देती हूँ। और मैं उड़ीसा की एक छोटी सी गांव ब्राह्मणीगुड़ा से आई हूँ और मेरे माँ बाप एक माइग्रेशन लवर हैं और वो तकरीबन 17 से 18 साल तक माइग्रेशन के लिए जाते हैं और इस तरह की मेरे परिवार की तरह 90% लोग हमारे गांव पे माइग्रेट हैं।
Good evening, New York. How are you? I'm Jasobanti Mahanand. I'm a beneficiary of AIF's LAMP program. I'm studying at Sinapali College in Odisha. Thank you all and AIF for inviting me as a guest and giving me an opportunity to share my story. I hail from Brahmaniguda village in Odisha. My parents are migrant laborers. They have been for the last 18 years. Like my parents, almost 90% of the people in my village are migrant laborers.
जब मैं 1 साल की थी तो तभी से मेरे माँ बाप माइग्रेशन पे जाते थे और साथ ही मुझे भी ले जाते थे। तो उसी तरह मैं 8 साल की उम्र तक मैं अपने माँ बाप के साथ जाती रही।
I started accompanying my parents since I was 1, and I would go undertake these massive journeys, and I did it for 8 years, and her story continues.
जब मुझे वो बात याद आती है तो मेरी आंखों से आंसू आ जाते हैं। तो मेरी माँ मुझे बताती है कि जब मैं 5 साल की थी तो तभी ईंट भाटी पे काम करने के वक्त एक गड्ढा था तो मैं वहाँ पे गिर गई थी। तो मुझे 10-15 मिनट तक जब मुझे निकाले तो होश नहीं था और फिर ईंट भाटी पे सारे बच्चों को भी काम करवाना पड़ता था। तो मैं जब आधे सूखे ईंटे को वहाँ पे सुखा रही थी धूप पे तो एक स्कॉर्पियो ने मुझे काट लिया था। तो मैं बहुत पेन हुआ और मैं बहुत रोई थी।
Tears come to my eyes when I remember those days. My mother tells me when I was 5 years old, I fell down a deep pit at the brick kiln site where her parents used to work in Andhra. I was rescued. I was unconscious for nearly 15 minutes. I had to work at the brick kiln site too. Please understand, she was there from the age of 1 to 9. In the brick kilns, children were also involved in the work. My work was to flip the half-dried brick in the hot sun. Once while doing so, I was stung by a scorpion. It was terribly painful, and I cried a lot.
2005 में जब हमारे गांव में AIF के मदद से लोक दृष्टि ने एक हॉस्टल खुला था तो मैं अपने दोस्तों के साथ वहाँ पे रुकी थी और फिर पहले तो मुझे थोड़ा सा डर लगता था और अकेलापन महसूस भी हुआ था। फिर बाद में मैं अपने दोस्तों के साथ, टीचर्स के साथ, सबके साथ मिलजुल गई और फिर मैं वहीं से ही अल्फ़ाबेट, नंबर्स और बाकी सारे विषय भी सीख ली थी और वहाँ पे अच्छा खाना भी मिलता था और मैं वहीं से 4 साल तक रुकी और 7th भी पास की।
In 2005, Lokadrishti, with the assistance of AIF, started a seasonal residential care center. It was a hostel in my village. I stayed there with my friends. Initially, I felt lonely and scared. When I met the students and teachers, I really started liking it. All my friends and I got very good food at the hostel. This is a big deal. She hasn't said this, but I'm going to say it. They get 4 meals a day, and you speak to kids in these hostels, and the first thing they'll say is, the food is very good. I learned numbers, the alphabet, and other subjects. I stayed in the seasonal hostel continuously for 4 years and passed my 7th grade.
आज मैं बैचलर डिग्री पे पढ़ रही हूँ सिनापाली पे, और हमारे गांव से सिनापाली कॉलेज बहुत दूर है, तो मैं साइकिल्स पे ही 14 किलोमीटर साइकिल्स पे ही जाती हूँ। और मैं संकल्प ली हूँ कि मैं अपनी पढ़ाई पूरी करूँगी और एक टीचर बनूँगी और हमारे गांव के सारे बच्चों को मैं पढ़ाऊँगी। और आज यहाँ पे एक जसोबंती आप लोगों के सामने है, और मैं आशा करती हूँ कि यहाँ लाखों जसोबंती आप लोगों के साथ यहाँ पे आए और बात करे। इसीलिए मैं आप सभी को धन्यवाद देती हूँ और AIF को धन्यवाद देती हूँ। थैंक यू।
Today I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree from Sinapoli College. Every day I ride 14 kilometers on my bicycle to attend my college. It's tiring. Despite this, I have the drive to complete my education and become a teacher so that I can provide support to the children in my village. All of this would not have been possible without the LAMP program. Today, I am one Jasobanti talking to you. In future, I'm sure there will be lakhs of Jasobantis telling their success stories. Once again, thank you all. Namaskar. This will take 7 minutes. I'm going to start with a story that has nothing to do with the LAMP program, but everything to do with India. And then I'm going to talk to you about why I think why you are here. The fact that you've already come here is massive for AIF. What you donate, how much you do, is a different matter. But the fact that you're here for this program is huge for AIF, and I'll explain to you in a second. But first, the story. Bang in the center of India is a city called Nagpur. Nagpur abuts one of the poorest districts of India. Out of 604 districts, this one is called Amravati, and it is by far one of the most impoverished districts. For people who aren't familiar with the district but have heard about farmer suicides, well, this is the district where a large bulk of those suicides started a decade ago. I am in Amravati district in a village called Rahitya Kheda to distribute 60 solar lamps, because Rahitya Kheda village has never had electricity. Like a hefty percentage of Indian villages, Rahitya Kheda goes into darkness when the sun sets. And it has been that way since 1947, when we had independence. It's 5:45-ish. The sun is setting. And this village is hardly a village. Any idea you have of an Indian village, recalibrate when I tell you, when I walked in, I said, where is the village? An expanse of red, rocky sand, mud, bamboo, bamboo, Hessian cloth, bamboo, bamboo, Hessian cloth, 25 of them in a row, 25 of them in a row, and that was the village. The village shop was the 13th bamboo, bamboo, Hessian cloth with a few sweets and mosquito repellent. I'm sitting with the 200 villagers in Rahitya Kheda. Children have sores on their face because the nearest dispensary is 30 kilometers away. The nearest hospital, 100. The last 28 kilometers to Rahitya Kheda have no roads. We actually did that for 28 kilometers. So women who are pregnant prefer to die giving birth to a child or risk death rather than being bumped 100 kilometers or 28 kilometers and then 62 more on the road. There are 2 bore wells, groundwater wells in this village, one of which broke in 1964. It hasn't been repaired since. There's one bore well. Their fields, so to speak, are the size of 20 tables. And they grow pulses which they can eat. It's subsistence farming. animals come and eat all that stuff. So they're waiting for these solar lamps, first and foremost, so they can go and sit in the middle of their fields and chase the animals away. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, where does one start? What does one do for Raitakera? And as I'm sitting there, totally spontaneously, one of the villagers starts to sing a song. There's nothing like, at this point, you must start singing because film actor has come. Nothing. She's singing a tuneless song, and as she's doing it, she's not even aware, but she's oiling and plaiting her daughter's hair with a little palmful of oil that she's poured out of a little bottle. And as she's doing that, another woman covers her pan-stained teeth and starts to sing the same song. And another, and another, and there are 6 or 7 of them singing this song. That's when it struck me. You can abandon that bottom 10% of India. You can refuse them electricity, water, food, education. You can truck them once every 5 years to go and put their thumbprint on a ballot paper and bring it back, which is what happens in Raitakera. And you can hope that they disappear. But there is something in the soul strength of Indians that tells us that we will not go gentle into that good night. We will not. You can take everything away. But we will have it in us, not just to survive, but to pour a capful of oil into one's palm and start plaiting one's daughter's hair and singing a song. And so today, I didn't know this till I got involved with AIF. Every September in this country I mean India, a continent begins to move. Every September, 72 million Indians, 72 million Indians, that's 1/5 of this country, that's 3.5 Australias. Every September, 72 million Indians uproot themselves from their homes and go at least 1,000 miles away with 1-year-old Jasobanti. And they work in salt pans, brick kilns, migrant laborers on fields. Every year. And for 8 months, they will work as migrant labor. And that back-breaking work in the salt pans, and that lung-suffocating work in the brick kilns, and the humiliation, and the fact that at the end of it, they get $48, would still be worth it if they knew one thing, which all of you, if anybody here is a parent, will empathize with. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter what happens to me today. But at the end of the day, if I can put that $1 or that 1 rupee in a bowl to set aside, so my children will never have to do this, to educate my kids so they will never have to do this, it's worth it. For you, the fortunate few, what does it mean between you and your kids? Educate my child so he or she can have the choices I never had. I had to join the family business. I had to become a doctor. I had to become an engineer. But I will create, with the education I give my child, the luxury of choice. And for the poorest of the poor, it is very simple. She won't have to starve. I was speaking at the Oxfam fundraiser for schools broken in floods in Pakistan. And I was talking about this, and I said, that dream, one day my child will break out of this because he or she is getting an education, broke with those schools, and here was a chance to rebuild it. But with LAMP, with the 72 million Indians who do this every year, there isn't that dream. there isn't that hope at the end of the day that my kids will never do this. It is the reverse. They actually believe that this is it. Because my kids will never be educated with the kind of life we have. So that dream is extinguished even before it can be articulated. They just harden their hearts and go through life knowing that their children will do, just like they did when their parents were migrant laborers, that they will become migrant laborers too. And so what AIF is doing is not giving back, rebuilding. It's a miracle. Because it just takes these parents by surprise. What? You can actually assure continuous education from, like, how? We will build hostels in your home village. You go where you want to. We will look after them. We will enter the schools in your home village. We will lift the standard of education, the standard of care, the standard of instruction. And that's where they will be till we have a school teacher one day. Till we have an engineer the other day. And so for these 352,499 laborers, it's a miracle. That's why I said the fact that you're here is so profound. Because you are right now going to witness the only organization in the country. Out of 72 million, we've reached 352,499. And you would think there'd be others. It's the only organization in the country doing this because the work is bloody difficult. And it takes years and years and years. And you have come to support that. There are two things left for you to actually stand up and proudly give money. One, where is my money going? When we have the pledges, we will tell you exactly how much money and where it will do to who. And two, how much of my dollar is going to Jasobanti and her friends? In some NGOs, it's 40 cents. In some, it's 80 cents. In AIF, it's the full dollar. Nothing, no admin expenses come out of AIF's coffers that when you donate money. It comes out of the money that the board members contribute. We're going to start the pledge drive now, but whatever happens there, thank you. Thank you for coming, because you're the only ones who will be here for the only initiative of its kind in the country. Thanks.